Ain't nothing wrong with you, just remember you're special. Feeling hopeless and alone, just remember there's always God there to be there to help you. Put in effort, make mistakes, no one on this earth is perfect. Trials and tribulations both in life are guaranteed, but in the end it's all worth it. I'm hoping and I'm praying this is something relatable and the words are beneficial when someone out there can understand what I'm saying. Mind, muscle, motivation. Let's stop playing. Share it with the nation. What up? What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? It's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Again, that's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming across this channel. And before you keep on swiping, scrolling, take a moment of your time to listen to your boy. Hey, I want to talk about how hardships, difficult times, trials and tribulations, negativity, all those things aren't meant to break you. They're meant to build you. How can we possibly know what success is without failure and without difficult times? Like, subscribe, share. Hey, let's dive into it. Let's see what we can get out of this. Again, before I even start, these aren't answers I'm giving you. This is a conversation between you and myself, a therapeutic session, if you will, and to find out what answers we can receive from the subjects that come to mind. I used to always talk about don't be a worrier, be a warrior. I used to always say God gives his toughest battles to his toughest warriors. Again, warrior, not a worrier. I know that hardships come to all of us, at least at one point or another in life. And again, how can we possibly know what success is without failure? How can we possibly enjoy life if we don't know what difficulties are? I really don't know why people shy away from anything hard. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to work, I've said this before, I'm not a machine, so I get tired just like anybody else. And if I can have any type of day where I can rest, relax, I'll take it. But I do that because I know the hard days. While sometimes most people do that, it's because it's what they're used to. And they don't know what difficulties are. They never had it. So once they experience just an inch of it, they ain't about it. They're gonna go run. They're gonna cower it away and leave all the difficulties and the hardships to those of us who know them on a daily basis. I think it's funny because I know some people who they try to make themselves feel better when they do that, when they do run and shy away from the hardships, by making you feel bad when you do get to have that moment or that day when you get to relax or maybe leave work early or have a day off, whatever it may be. They try to make you feel bad when they do it. I think that's absolutely hilarious. But anyways, we'll speak of that later on. But we got to understand, it's what they do in the military. They build you up. They break you down to build you up. And for me, once I realized that, when I served, my time in the military, they couldn't break me. And I told myself every day that you're not going to break me. I understood that's what the military does. and not understand that that's what life does. Do I complain when I'm going through the hardships in life? Of course. I complain a lot, but I keep my head down and I keep going anyway. And while it may be annoying to those around me that I complain to or even complain with, and I don't have a lot that I complain with because I understand that I don't need complainers in my life because I do it enough myself. I need to be around my comrades, those who will, lock in with me and continue to battle and face the war and not run away. But I understand that life throws all different type of things at everybody. And when I say different types of things, we all experience different type of things, and we can experience the same type of things, but at different moments in our lives. So again, when I'm facing hardships in life, when I do complain, I'm always reminded that I'm never the only one. I'm never the only one. Those of you who may know that have, subscribed and watched the majority of my videos, I have a hard time with seizures, but when I'm facing those difficulties and those days and those moments, I have to remind myself there's people who also have them too. So whatever type of challenges you're facing right now, at this very moment in your life, you have to understand that you're not the only one. You have to realize that you're not the only one. And I think that's when we give up. We start to feel sorry for ourselves, and we start to really put it in our minds that no one else is experiencing what we're experiencing. And I think that's just being caught up in the moment, caught up in the days, the endless days that we believe. And we really tell ourselves, no one else is experiencing this. No one else can possibly relate to what we're going through. And that's just a complete lie that we tell ourselves. So first off, don't tell yourselves you're the only one. Do not ever tell yourself you're the only one, because that is not the truth. Because when you tell yourself that, I've said it before, the more you repeat it, the more you believe it. So when you tell yourself you're the only one, that's when you're going to give up. And I think when you realize you're not the only one, you will be able to better connect with people. And you won't shy away from people. You will better connect with people because, again, there's always someone out there that can relate to you. When you don't have a good night of sleep, everybody has bad nights of sleep. Everybody, excuse me, y'all, I have my shirt off in here and back. I don't know what's going on back there. Everybody experiences a bad night of sleep at one point or another. When I have my days when I go to work and I just rather be at home with my son, I have to remind myself I am not the only parent who has a child that they'd rather be at home with rather than having to go to work. But then I tell myself I have to support and provide for this little child. I don't ever want to experience a day where this little person is saying they're hungry and I don't have them anything to eat. That is the biggest fear of mine. So what I do, whether I'm having a seizure moment, whether I'm barely able to walk, listen, I'm not embellishing what I say. If I'm barely able to walk, I have very bad feet. If I'm barely able to walk, I will get up and go to work. Y'all seen the video where I literally walked to work. So you gotta think of somebody other than yourself. I said it before, you just have to. It really, truly helps. When you're facing that hardship in life, you have to think about someone else other than yourself. Because and even if you can't think of somebody other than yourself, you have to think about something more important other than yourself. We are all selfish beings. All of us. We all want to think about ourselves first, and that's the problem. And that's why we get caught up in life and its hardships, and that's why we give up. And listen, when you're at the bottom and when you don't have anything and when you have already given up, why not try to help somebody? Get up. I truly believe that because, listen, I've been broke. Um, I've 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 had a moment in my life where I just did not know what to do, and instead of getting so caught up in the woe is me mentality, what did I do? What do I do? I try to help someone else, and I think the most internal challenges that I faced was, of course, in school. And now, reminiscing on those years, I wasn't a happy child. I wasn't happy with myself. I didn't love myself. And I'm not saying that like I was doing stuff I wasn't supposed to do. I just wasn't a happy child. And I think that's why I always tried helping people so much, because it helped me pretty much kind of forget about myself. And that's why I got caught up in the always trying to give people advice and giving advice that I couldn't even take, but it helped. So when you are at the bottom, there's somebody at the bottom with you. Trust me, help them up. And your challenges and your problems won't seem as big as what they currently were, because you're helping somebody else. And believe it or not, when you help somebody else, you're also helping yourself. If you haven't heard it, ask around. Ask around. That's just, I can't explain it, but that's how life is. That's how life works. You know, give a hand. Give a hand to somebody else, because they can always relate. And if they can't relate, they've already been through it. And if they haven't been through it, they may be on their way to it. And that's why I'm saying help. Help somebody else. And when I say hard times build people, say you have a night say you have a night where you don't get any sleep, right? Let's think about it this way. Say you have a night where you don't get much sleep and you still get up and go to work. And that day is a long just drag. But you make it through. You go to work, and even if you're just going through the motions, and you then have a good night of sleep the next night. And then that next day, you're killing it. You're killing it because the previous day, you got killed. But that's what I'm saying. If you can keep fighting the battles that you face every day, eventually you're going to come out victorious. I promise you. God doesn't ever give us too much of what we can handle. And that's also a mantra of mine. That's, you know what, not just a mantra, that's just a fact that I truly believe. And everything, I've said this before also, everything that we face, God has already faced. Everything that we're going to face, God already knows. So, I mean, these are just all these different things I remind myself. I have so much self-talk that I do when life is trying to throw its trial and tribulations at me. And then I also remind myself that it's going to make me stronger for it. When I am feeling sorry for myself, and when I feel like there's just so much being piled at me, it's not in my mentality to want to give up and to want to run. It's just not in my mentality to do that. And it's never been. And I even find myself at times enjoying the battles and the trial and tribulations that life throw at me. Because I know that it's what we all face at one point or another. And I know that in order to be stronger in all areas and aspects of my life, I have to have some type of challenge. Now it's different if you don't want to get better, if you don't feel the need to get better, if you always had everything handed to you, you won't understand what I'm saying at all. If you've never experienced any challenge in life, you will not what I'm saying. And I really don't know if this video is for you, but you hardly ever hear me saying that, but you're just not going to be able to relate, and I'm not going to be able to relate to you. And in saying that, through people's perspective, they might have thought that I had everything when I was young. But nobody knows what happens behind closed doors when you're a child, when even as an adult, when you get older. That's where we make our mistake. Everything is always through a perspective, and we're seeing everything from the outside looking in, and we don't know what's going on in people's lives. So we shouldn't. I'm not going to say we can't, because I don't like that word, and I'm not going to tell you what you should, can't, whatever. I try not to do that. But we shouldn't let ourselves get caught up in what we see. You know, the person who has the nice vehicles, the nice clothes, they always keep themselves up to keep. If that person goes to work looking a certain way, you don't know what time that person woke up to get the hair fixed, to have the clothes on, to smell good. If the person has the nice body, you think that person just wakes up and has a nice body? You don't really think they're doing any type of sweating, any type of sacrifices? I mean, are we so ignorant that we think what we see is literally what we're going to get by not putting any work in, by not making any sacrifices? I mean, you really think it's that easy? Success doesn't happen overnight. You've heard it before. It's true. Nobody knows the sacrifices that the people that we're influenced by. We don't know how much days that they go without eating, sleeping, or being without their family. We just do not understand until we know. You don't know what you don't know. And you don't know until you know. So we should not go through a lens that we see. We should take more time to understand and to really know the difficult times that people face in order to get that success. Because that's what success is. That's what success is. It's hard times. And the fruits of labor is what we see. The fruits of labor is what we see, but we don't see the labor. They may talk about it, but we don't see it. And when people do talk about it, we don't believe it. That's funny. But again, do not give up. Do not give up. Because you could be right there on your way for a breakthrough. Do not give up, because you can be 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 month, 1 year for a breakthrough. We always give up when we're right there. It could be that 1 extra day of that year of challenge, and we tell ourselves we can't take it anymore. Don't give up. Just don't give up, people. Life happens to all of us. It does. It does. At different times, in different moments, but life happens to all of us. That's what we got to do. We got to start trying to build more relationships so we can better understand that whatever we're going through, 99% of the time, someone has gone through it. Someone knows how to get through it. We always want to stray away from people when we're going through hard times. We always want to push people away, but instead we need to draw people in so they can help. Sometimes in life you just need help. And you know what? If you don't have any one person to help you, up here, you have God always. You can be one prayer away from a breakthrough. God already knows anyway. I am not ashamed to continue to mention God because I'm a man of faith. And don't think I don't make mistakes. I don't want y'all to think that I'm some type of saint. I've said it before and I'm going to continue to say it when I mention God. But anyways, hardships aren't meant to break you. They're meant to build you. So don't give up. That's what this video was about. I hope you enjoyed it. I truly hope, you know what? I don't hope. I know there's one person out there in this world that needed this video. I don't say that through arrogance. I say that through faith. It's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Like, subscribe, share, 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 and share. If you shared already, share some more. Drop your thoughts in the comments and continue to, let me know what it is that you would like for me to talk about, to have a therapeutic session about, to give you some motivation towards. Hey, I'm here to be of service. I'm here to truly, genuinely help. And hopefully that's exactly what I'm doing. Until next time, we're going to keep it coming. We out. Love y'all. Peace.
You're not late, my friend. I don't want you to think my life is past. I just found out this stuff. I'm just getting my confidence. Let me tell you something. You're not late. Everything God has for you is for you. You don't even have to speed up to get it. He will bring it. He will Amazon it to you. Your favor will be Amazoned to your doorstep. You don't have to chase nothing.